Welcome to Cinema Chop Shop. Watch, chop, retrofit.
So I was thinking, like, sneezes. Sneezes are weird. Like, you can't really control what you're doing while you sneeze. When you sneeze, do you, like, audibly say, achoo?
I'm pretty loud and proud with mine.
It's like my own Haktua. But do you think, like, if you were in a car accident and your defense was I was sneezing, that you would get out of trouble?
I would give it a try.
Yeah, it's not inconceivable. Now, how about this? Let's say, because like we already know you're out of control of your body. Let's say that you had a sneezing attack, like full on, while you were having an orgasm. What would happen?
I don't know.
Would you shit your pants?
Well, I wouldn't be wearing any pants.
Would you shit the bed?
Probably.
I would, but not because I sneeze, just for fun.
This isn't a body control podcast.
Well, isn't everything?
It's Cinema Chop Shop. We're a movie podcast, and we're talking about movies, and this is part 2 of our partial arts episode. It's me and Travis today.
I'm here.
I'm your host, Shawn.
Unlike some people.
Some people have lives on Valentine's Day, apparently. Todd's not being related to Valentine's Day at all, I don't think. But so those guys are no-shows. I tried to recruit my lovely wife, Allie, into being in on the show today, and she has some things going on with her work, so she could not join us. So it's just the two of us.
Well, I told you earlier, McJunkin invited me to go see the new Sam Rockwell movie tomorrow. And I told him that I would love to, as long as I wasn't too tired from all of the Valentine's Day sex. I told him I might be dehydrated.
Jesus. Oh, boy. Hopefully you listened to us last episode. We watched the film Miami Connection together.
Big quotation marks above the word film.
Miami Connection. What were your takeaways with that film?
Oh, it was very, like, the movie itself was very ADHD. Like, one segment did not necessarily lead into the next very well. At least from my perspective, the continuity was kind of all over the place.
The father subplot felt very tacked on.
Yeah.
The ninjas from Miami really didn't feel like they fit into the storyline at all.
There was a lot of aspects that didn't really fit into if there was a storyline. Like the biker gang. Yeah. The whole Taekwondo rock and roll genre.
Well, that's the part I can buy into.
Yeah, you liked that.
That, and I know that UCF is a very tolerant campus for on-campus Taekwondo practice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a silly movie, but all of these are. Yeah. All of these, I think they're solidly in the B action realm.
100%.
With martial arts flavor.
Yeah, the thing about these...
there's not a lot of authentic martial arts in these movies.
There's a few.
Some.
Yeah. The thing that we said during the watch party was that the thing that kind of ties all these together is that they're, for the most part, labors of love. These are truly passion projects for people who are enthusiastic about martial arts. And oftentimes that enthusiasm is not matched by technical ability to make a film. So there's a lot of out of balance. So the thing that I think makes them so bad they're good is their true sincerity.
Oh, they're definitely into what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're full on living the Taekwondo life. Naming their kids, getting tattoos, 100% full on.
Calling their house their dojo.
The dojo.
That was last week. We're going to continue the jam this week. We watched a movie as our feature segment together. This one is from 1990, and it's one of those outliers of martial arts. It's King of the Kickboxers.
Uh-huh.
In mysterious Thailand, the home of the world's deadliest sport, when the cameras roll, death awaits.
Do it once, huh? At least it evens the odds a little.
Interpol paid me a visit today, asked about a loan out. And you lucky stiff, I'm going to send you over there.
Well, where's over there? My luck, it'll be Jersey.
No, it's better than Jersey. Thailand.
And the deaths in these films are for real. It's where the action and the market is. Business is very good. But to meet the demand, somebody has to get killed.
A New York cop becomes part of this secret world in the steaming jungles of Thailand. Masquerading as a fighter, he is really on a mission of vengeance.
You're not hitting me with that! Thai proverbs say success comes through pain.
It's been 10 years now, and death is just around the corner. I'm ready to face it. I don't fear it.
Then you stand a chance against Khan.
Encountering the most deadly enemy. There's no winner or loser, only life or death. To conquer this enemy, he has to learn to enter the ring without fear, completely and totally ready to die. Only one man will leave the ring alive, and he will be the king of the Kickboxers.
From 1990, distributed in 91, I guess, and they were capitalizing on the sudden rise in popularity of Jean-Claude Van Damme and the sport of kickboxing.
Well, the movie Kickboxer, and then also Bloodsport.
Yep. Which, kickboxing is derivative of Muay Thai, which is a legitimate martial art. So this was kind of like the Americanized evolution of that sport. Directed by Lucas Lowe, starring not many names you would know except for one. The star of the movie is Lauren Avedon.
Yes,
and
who kind of looks like a cheap Emilio Estevez.
Yeah. I was thinking like Emilio Estevez or what's his face from Bill and Ted.
Not Keanu Reeves.
Not Keanu Reeves.
Jonathan Winter.
Yes, Jonathan Winter.
No. Something Winter. Alex Winter.
Alex Winter. Yeah. There we go. And then, of course, his co-star, the villain of the film, Billy Blanks.
Billy Blanks, folks, if you don't know, you're probably too young, but Tai Bo was a thing that happened in the 90s.
Yeah, I think around 97, perhaps.
And it was presented to us, the American people, as the ultimate workout / delving into martial arts.
On any given day, you can find people named Sinbad, Carmen Electra, or Shaq doing it. It focuses on a man named Billy Blanks and his brilliant fitness creation called Tai Bo.
So if you got the will, I got the way. That's Tai Bo.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Billy Blanks was pushing out VHS workout tapes using his Tai Bo workout. And Billy Blanks, as I learned from looking into this, is a world-renowned martial artist, multi-time worldwide champion of whatever his discipline is.
Semi-contact and point karate.
There you go.
And that was during the 1980s. And then, of course, he went on to the... Because VHS exercise programs were the wild, wild west in the 1990s.
Sure.
Like, people made a bunch of money on this. I imagine for some people it actually worked. Like
I had a coworker who did the Tai Bo
and swore by it, right?
And she said it was a lot of fun.
Okay,
that was her thing. She said it was just a fun workout.
Was it that time's version of Pilates or like hot yoga?
I will say this. I mean, I remember those commercials being on like all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Billy Blank's name pop up for this movie, I was like, "Oh shit, this is legit." All right, so the plot of the film: a New York policeman, played by Lauren Avedon, poses as an actor to expose the making of martial arts snuff films in Thailand.
Right, you got snuff films and kickboxing in this, but it starts earlier, right? It starts in 81, where he's there witnessing his older brother.
Yeah, his older brother wins a kickboxing competition
in
Thailand,
in Bangkok,
and he is accosted after the match
by Billy Blank's character,
Billy
Khan.
Blanks, and a bunch of Thai guys. And what we have to accept in this film is that Billy Blanks is not American in this
movie. Right,
movie.
because no American can win.
That's what he says.
Like, what are you, dude?
So,
but also, they weren't upset just because an American won. He had upset the fixed outcome.
Right. So Billy Blanks gives him this double kick thing that kills him.
Yeah.
And our star of the movie is at the time too young to take revenge or fight back, so he gets his ass kicked as well.
And then we fast forward to 10 years later, where he's now a cop.
He's a wild cop,
reckless New York City cop.
This movie is brilliantly absurd. That's what I wrote down for it. He is the wildest of the wild cops, very much in that again, we're going to bring his name up again, very much like the Lethal Weapon type Riggs character.
He's a real loose cannon.
We're introduced to him. He's undercover at an operation, and he completely blows the whole thing. He says, "I'm wearing a wire."
Yeah.
And all hell breaks loose, and his captain is like, "God damn it!" in the surveillance truck, and they have to come in and try to rescue him. But of course, by the time they enter, he's already clean shot because he's apparently a badass.
So then he hooks up with Interpol for this operation in Thailand.
Yes, they find out that there are these snuff films, and they're going to send him to Thailand as an undercover cop, which begs the question, what precinct in New York has jurisdiction in Thailand?
Well, that's why they needed Interpol. They're the go-between, the liaison, if you will, between jurisdictions. But if you were going to be going underground or undercover in Thailand, wouldn't it help to be at least Asian?
You'd think.
You know?
That's the big misfit in this whole movie, is that this guy's just going to waltz right in. And I'm just going to insert myself into the kickboxing culture and try to get a part in one of these movies. So he gets there, and he doesn't have a whole ton of success. He does encounter a few guys, and there's one in particular, the big Asian guy, that tells him that, and I'm going to try to quote this guy accurately.
This is Prang?
Yeah, he says, "You've never faced a real kickboxing."
Yeah, there's some shit that's like syntax errors that are lost in translation.
Oh, there's some really strange, it's like early AI wrote some of these lines. There's one scene where our lead says, "Put your gonads on hold, Anderson. You got something for me?"
Yeah.
So in preparation for this confrontation he's going to have with Khan, he is introduced to the Drunken Master.
Okay.
He has to go find him. He has to paddle a boat out in the middle of Thailand, presumably, and he finds this guy, and it becomes the strangest odd couple kind of living arrangement. He's like staying at his dojo, which is pretty posh for a hermit. It's like two stories.
It's the quintessential seeking out the aged master, the Shaolin monk, the scene in Kill Bill where she goes to get trained by the old master. It's a trope.
Dude, in true late 80s, I guess when this was shooting, in true late 80s fashion, you've got this epic training montage, included him being suspended over a pit of starving crocodiles.
Right.
Who starved the crocodiles? Him being forced to fight while his legs are tied together. There's plenty of 1990s style screaming while all this is happening, just rage yelling. And then there's a romantic interest as well during all this.
Molly?
Yes. What do you got on Molly? Anything?
She's an American woman trying to escape Khan's control after being lured to Thailand under false promises. Their dalliance grows into romance as Jake digs deeper into the criminal operation.
And speaking of that criminal operation, we've got a lot of sleazy older guys who are putting these movies together. There's the film director who's kind of sort of like a Charles Nelson Riley kind of flamboyant gay guy. Then you got a guy that looks like Mike Ditka in the group. And then you have the cameraman, which we'll get into the big climax, but at one point during the climactic scene, he's shooting with the cameraman, and they're like, get this shot. And they're just shooting with like this little hand camera, and they're full on like, 25, 30 yards away from the action. And they're like, zoom in. I was like, you don't have a telephoto lens. What are you doing? So he does negotiate with the crooks to get into this
competition.
The movie that is a competition. And did you catch that, like, when they finally get him signed up and they're taking him to the set, it looked like the scene in Apocalypse Now where he's going up the river into Colonel Kurtz's compound.
Oh, no, I didn't make
You've
that
got all of
connection.
these you've got all these extras in their native garb just standing in the water, just staring him down, and you have these like wooden gates that they open.
Yeah.
Very much an Apocalypse Now kind of thing. I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Right. If it wasn't completely ripped off from that.
Well, yeah, and I guess what I should say about the thing that makes this kind of a standout in this genre of so bad they're good in this movie, you know what's going on. Everything's shot in focus. The kickboxing is pretty well done. So it's on a technical level, it's got all this stuff going for it. It just happens that the acting is crazy over the top.
Yeah.
The dialogue is sometimes a little suspect.
Some of the costumes in this are pretty elaborate too.
Oh, you're talking about the
dragon,
the deities
yeah.
that they are at the end. So yeah, we get to the big confrontation at the movie set
In the bamboo arena.
Yes,
It's
it is
booby trapped.
It's a big bamboo cage. They spent 2 weeks shooting this action sequence, which is unusual, and it was intentional. They wanted to get it right, and most of the stunts that are performed by the two leads, are legitimate. They aren't like crazy cuts. They're actually pulling off a lot of these flips and dodges and jumps and things that they're doing as they're facing off against one another. So yeah, it's Billy Blank's Khan character and
versus Jake. Who's fueled by memories of his brother.
Oh, yeah.
And armed only with Prang's training.
Yes, and Khan kind of figures this out eventually.
Yeah.
And there's a line in here where he says, "I'm going to send you to hell." And Jake responds, "I've been here for years." Ah! And he like does this like eagle claw kind of like screech, and they just go at it again. Yeah, the climactic fight was good. I mean, the whole time I'm watching, I was like going, wow, those guys are really just giving it 100%.
Yeah, and Jake manages to counter Khan's patented triple kick move, his finishing move, and defeats Khan in the exhausting battle, rescuing Molly in the process, of course.
And the movie producers are thinking, oh, well, he's going to be our star.
Right.
We're going to keep him as our star. And then, of course, the facade falls away and the cops show up. It kind of like
the authorities storm in. Hot, hot, hot.
It's kind of like the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail when the cops just show up and everything is just like, all right, time to call it a wrap.
Yep.
And they start hauling people off, and various Thai guys just like kind of like recede back into the bushes to get the fuck out of there.
Or the end of Blazing Saddles when it pulls out and you see the whole soundstage and then the whole studio lot, and the climax of the film escalates and spills over into the real world. Jake is fine. He finally gets some closure. He gets to close that chapter in his life that's been haunting him for a decade and look forward to a new future, hopefully with Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's entertaining. It's not quality filmmaking, but it is entertaining.
Yeah. It was. I had a lot of good laughs watching it. The outrageous dialogue, the crazy overacting by Jake, totally committed to his lines, but way overcommitted in many other respects. I think it's a fun movie. If it were not as well done technically as if the execution of the martial arts were not as good, it would probably suffer greatly. But as far as being able to pull off a good martial arts movie, this one I think stands pretty high in the pack because they really went all in, and these guys were really beating the shit out of each other.
Billy Blank's having his own kind of notoriety adds to the cult status of this.
Oh, this guy was ripped. He was a giant, completely just muscular, ripped, and his kickboxing was pretty incredible. These two guys were really good. So if you are an aficionado of martial arts and action movies, I would say watch this one just for that quality alone. But if you like getting a good chuckle out of films that are unintentionally bad, this one has a lot to offer on that front as well.
Oh, I'm reading here that Blanks won a bronze medal at the 81 World Games before he created the Taibo exercise program. I think that's a good point to lean into our fun facts, right?
Hit it.
All right, so fun facts. Billy Blank's portrayal of Khan in this film has officially been mentioned by former Capcom R&D member James Goddard as the inspiration for the Street Fighter character DJ, who made his first appearance in Super Street Fighter 2. As not a video game guy, I would not have known that, but did you know
this is accurate? Yes. When I read that, I was like, oh shit, that is the same guy. He is very much straight out of the movie.
Sherry Rose was cast at the last minute when the actress who had previously been chosen changed her mind because of the nudity that the role required. Coincidentally, Rose would also voice objection at the nudity, requiring her scene to be filmed very carefully so that her breasts would not be visible for more than a few seconds. Despite playing lovers in the film, Lauren Avedon and Sherry Rose did not get along behind the scenes, with Avedon claiming Rose had badmouthed him after he told her to shut up while filming in the jungle. The parts of the movie that Jake watches and complains about are taken from No Retreat, No Surrender 3, Blood Brothers, from 1990, that starred Lauren Avedon. So it's his own movie that he's making fun of.
Now, and this is sometimes called No Retreat, No Surrender 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is like a spiritual sequel.
And then finally, actor Billy Blanks was noticeably larger in one scene in particular. Billy Blanks actually filmed his first scenes weighing as much as 240 pounds. By the time filming the final fight, Blanks had lost 35 pounds of his bulk.
You had mentioned the costumes that in that final scene. They're portraying deities from Asian culture.
Yeah.
And I guess to them that would look normal. To us, that looked pretty silly.
Yeah.
They were pretty flamboyant costumes.
I think that we need like a sound effect for air quotes because there was air quotes on Asian culture just now. Yeah, silly is the currency that we are trading in with these movies.
Yep, 100%. Everything's got to be taken with a wink and a nod for sure. All right, well, that's King of the Kickboxers. That was pretty good. I think that
it was fun.
It has something to offer.
Yeah, I will. At the end of today's episode, I'll rank the ones. That
good.
That I saw.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we're going to take a break, but not before we say, let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby
and get ourselves some king-size Kit Kat.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go.
And we're back. We both took a little pee in the yard.
Yep.
We held hands and
we did not cross streams.
Didn't cross streams, though. All right, so we're going to continue on this battle royale of martial arts films. Since we don't have our guest today, I went ahead and prepared 2 reviews. So I'll go first with one of them, and then we'll pitch it over to Travis. So the first film I'm going to talk about is from 1985. It's called Ninja Terminator.
Ninja Terminator. Witness the bloody struggle over the search for the unlimited force of the Golden Ninja Warrior. Ninja Terminator. An outstanding action-packed adventure between a triangle of the deadliest ninja warriors. You want the Golden Ninja Warrior all for yourself. Look at this. Yes, that's my ninja star. Right? It's my ninja star. This is yours. Ninja Terminator. A spectacular story of betrayal and lust, the supreme power of ninja technique.
Okay.
And it's directed by Godfrey Ho. It stars Richard Harrison, who you would know from a lot of ninja movies from the mid-'80s. An actor named Huang Yang Lee, an American actor named Jack Lamb, and another Asian actor, Philip Ko.
And what year did you say this is?
This one came out in 85.
85. Okay, because
or 86 probably for
actual Terminator is 84. I was going to say, if this predated the Terminator.
I think it probably hit theaters in 86.
Okay.
3 martial arts students search for a golden statue reputed to have magical powers. Now, that golden statue is like a 3-part statue of a ninja god, I guess you'd call it. You have like the center, like head and torso, and then you have the 2 arms, both holding a sword, and they slide together. Very Voltron kind of feel to it. So what this is, and this is something that the Godfrey Ho did a lot of, he would buy the rights to an existing unrelated film and in this case, it was the 1984 Korean movie called The Uninvited Guest of the Star Ferry.
Okay.
Ferry, not Tinkerbell Fairy. And then he would shoot about 20 to 30 minutes of new footage featuring Western actors in cheap ninja suits and then splice them together.
Making a new movie.
Making a quote-unquote new movie. So the hero, Richard Harrison, he plays Ninja Master Harry.
Awesome.
All right, already you know what you're in for.
Ninja Master Harry is my next Halloween costume.
Right. And so you have various ninjas who are hunting for the pieces of the statue. In reality, because the footage comes from a different movie, the main characters almost never actually interact in person. They quote-unquote talk to each other via phone calls or by staring intensely at the camera to simulate a conversation.
Okay.
So, yeah. Some things about this movie, besides just the horrendous plot. Okay, let me get into the original plot of the Korean film. You've got two factions of martial artists, and they have some sort of conflict. And I don't know what their original conflict was because this is dubbed over, so they probably have taken liberties with the story. But each of the primary Asian actors have a main squeeze female at their arm, and at some point, both of them get abducted by the other and held for ransom, and they come to some agreement to have a prisoner exchange, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then you insert all of these American ninjas in here as well, and then things get kind of crazy because it's really tacked on, and it makes no sense whatsoever. But some things about this movie that you need to know. Tangerine Dream's track from the film Thief, starring James Caan, is used in this movie, presumably unlicensed, as well as two Pink Floyd soundtracks.
No shit.
Yeah, we've got echoes from the song Metal.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, echoes from the album Metal, and then you've got One of These Days as well, featured in the film.
From The Wall. Right?
No. Older.
Okay.
Anyway, the Richard Harrison, the main ninja guy, heroically talks to, when he's talking on the phone to this character in the movie, the Asian character from the old movie. He's using one of those old 1980s Garfield phones. Yes.
Yeah, it became a meme, right?
Yeah, he's talking on a Garfield phone the whole time without cracking a smile, like in full seriousness.
And he says, "Go to hell," or something like that. And that
really,
screen grabs of that became a meme.
Yeah, it's really unusual. The other thing, the American ninjas all have guy liner on.
Okay.
Like J.D. Vance style guy liner to look mystical and intimidating.
Yeah.
And there was a scene in the American side of the film where Richard Harrison's in his home and someone has broken in and he knows that person's there, and you see Richard Harrison standing in his dining room, and there is this guy like creeping along in the kitchen, and he turns around the corner, and suddenly Richard Harrison's in his full ninja garb.
Yeah.
Which is camouflage, by the way.
It should be.
Right. So I'm like, how did you instantly change? Mm-hmm. There is a scene where Richard Harrison meets up with another ninja, and they both have dueling powers. Like one of them has fire power, and the other one has frost power.
Yes.
Like Mortal Kombat style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Looked really believable. Whenever they get messages delivered to them from the evil ninjas, they're delivered by a talking toy robot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's laughable. Like, I mean, I'm talking like Radio Shack toy robot that's like maybe 12 inches tall, comes in, and at one point it rolls in holding a videotape for them to watch.
Okay.
Which that videotape is footage from the old Korean movie. So they're watching like surveillance footage.
Meta.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Now, the talking robot, does it actually say the message to them?
Yeah, like a pre-recorded.
So we're to assume that the bad ninjas are programming this robot each time.
Where to go.
Yes.
And what to say and when to say it. 100%, yes.
That's pretty elaborate.
Yes, very. And then lastly there, and this is, I probably shouldn't have made this my last note, but I thought it was funny. They, in the Korean version of the movie, they convene at a nightclub called the Volvo nightclub.
Okay.
And it's packed with 6 people.
6 people are at the club.
It's a huge nightclub.
Yeah.
And they're literally like, they just took their 6 actors and put them right there. There were no extras.
Wow.
It's pretty
You'd think that you could convince some people to come in. You'll be in a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Nope. They just have 6 people in a nightclub. Yeah, this movie's bizarre. Yeah, oh, and
Volvo, like the car.
Yeah, but they didn't use the logo. But yeah, Volvo. In the Korean version of the movie, the bad guy, Jaguar. No, wait, Jaguar's our guy. The other bad guy, the main bad guy, wears a blonde wig.
Okay.
Like Beatles style.
Yes.
Blonde wig. And takes it off at the end like it's some kind of reveal.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that either. Just a big head scratcher of a movie.
I'm not even blonde.
But this one's worth watching just to see the Frankenstein job that the director did on an old movie, not really that old, but a previous film,
and then splicing
in these American scenes to
act against those
it
other scenes
and capitalize on the ninja craze.
That's wild.
So worth watching. Ninja Terminator, just a crazy ride.
And even though it has Terminator in the name, the only robot is the little talking robot,
and he won't be back.
All right, is it over to me?
It's over to you.
I have got a doozy here, which initially for this episode you said we're doing B martial arts movies, and I did a casual Google search, and this is one that kind of stood out to me. It's called Samurai Cop.
Are you Fujiyama?
Yes, I am. Who are you?
I'm a cop.
His real name is Joe Marshall. They call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese. He got his martial arts training from the masters in Japan. He was brought over here from the police force in San Diego to fight us.
Would you like to touch what you see?
You're the one that talked me into bringing this moron from San Diego to fight the Japanese katana gang.
Bingo.
I want him dead. I want his head cut off and brought here.
Have you been circumcised?
Yeah, I have. Why?
Well, your doctor must have cut a big portion of it off.
I want his head on this piano so that every man in my organization understands once more that no katana gets captured alive or cocked. Got that?
How did you know I'd come home with you?
Let's just say I can read eyes.
I feel like somebody stuck a big club up my ass, and it hurts. I've got to figure out a way to get it out of there.
From 1991, and it's directed by Amir Shervin. We've got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that some of those points have to be like irony points or like hipster points, because this movie was a total bomb straight to video when it came out, but later achieved kind of cult status. It stars Matthew Karadis, credited as Matt Hannon in the movie, as Joe Marshall, the samurai cop, who legend has it was trained in Japan by real samurai. We've got Robert Zadar as Yamashita, who is the main henchman of the Yakuza-like crime family that he's going up against.
Yeah, Zadar is the guy that's got a face like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah, he's got really pronounced cheekbones. Yeah. He shows up in a few of these movies. We've got Mark Fraser as Frank Washington, who is his black partner a la Lethal Weapon prototype. And then we've got Cranston Komuro as Fujiyama, who's the head of the Japanese gang that's also dealing cocaine. All right, so Act 1, the new samurai in town. When a ruthless Japanese gang known as the Katana seizes control of the cocaine trade in Los Angeles, the LAPD brings an unconventional outsider to help stop them, Joe Marshall, a transfer from San Diego who trained in Japan and is skilled in samurai techniques. Partnered with veteran cop Frank Washington, who really has a Carl Winslow? No, who's the guy from Police Academy?
Oh,
Michael Winslow. He's got kind of his vibe. He doesn't do sound effects, but he's got kind of that vibe. Very expressive face. Veteran cop Frank Washington. Joe jumps straight into the escalating gang war. Their first attempts to dismantle the operation go badly, including a chaotic car chase that leaves multiple people dead and the lone witness unable to testify because he's all burnt up in the hospital. Meanwhile, ruthless gang leader Fujiyama reinforces his organization's strict code of silence through brutal execution, making clear that failure or betrayal will not be tolerated. So in this car chase, one of Fujiyama's underlings gets burnt really badly and ends up in the hospital. So instead of giving him the opportunity to rat them out, or just because he's failed at his objective, he sends Yamashita, Robert Zadar, into the hospital, and he decapitates him in the hospital room. And they sneak him in there in like a room service cart. It's really hokey. There's also a ton of really blatant sexual innuendo between the main character and any female character on screen. So then we go into Act 2, escalation and personal stakes. As Joe and Frank confront the gang directly, including a tense standoff at a restaurant on Sunset Boulevard, the conflict turns increasingly violent. Fujiyama's enforcer, Yamashita, retaliates with savage efficiency, even killing his own men when they fall short, proving the gang's devotion to fear and discipline. While investigations deepen, Joe becomes involved with Jennifer, Fujiyama's girlfriend, even though he already has his own girlfriend, who is a cop back at the same precinct. He doesn't matter. I'm telling you, any woman in the movie, he's trying to fuck them, including the nurse at the hospital. She's like, "Do you want to fuck me?" And he's like, yes, I do. And she like grabs his dick and she's like, "Well, I guess you were circumcised too much because there's nothing here." It's crazy. Wow. It's absolutely nuts. While the investigations deepen, Joe becomes involved with Jennifer, Fujiyama's girlfriend, turning the case into a dangerous personal affair. As the Katana hunt Joe down, several officers are captured and tortured, pushing the police force and Joe himself towards a breaking point. They capture his girlfriend, Lady Cop, and while she's in the middle of making breakfast, cooking scrambled eggs, and they hold her down on the countertop and pour the partially liquid scrambled eggs on her. That's the torture. And she's like, "Oh, it burns. Also, in the 3 sex scenes in this movie with Samurai Cop, he keeps his underwear on through all of them. It's just like excessive dry humping.
He just uses that.
And
fly.
the women are completely naked. We got full frontal on the women.
I don't want anybody to see my butt.
Also, I'm remiss not to mention this man's hair.
Oh God!
So he's a big dude, but his hair is bigger than his body.
Oh,
it looks like Kirstie Alley in Cheers hair.
It looks like if Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon had like stopped cutting his hair between Lethal Weapon 1 and Lethal Weapon 3.
And just grew it out.
Yeah, grew it out. Yeah.
It's crazy. And there's actually a reason for that we'll get to in Fun Facts. Okay, so Act 3, the final assault. After Jennifer is kidnapped in retaliation and the body count continues to rise, Captain Romer, whose favorite 2 words are motherfucker, authorizes an all-out strike on the gang. Joe and Frank storm Fujiyama's compound in a full-scale assault, eliminating the Katana members one by one in a climactic firefight. The conflict culminates in a final sword duel between Joe and Yamashita, ending the gang's reign of terror once and for all. So Yamashita challenges Joe to samurai sword battle. They call you samurai. Let's see how you do with a sword. And they have a big duel, but eventually they drop the swords or disarm each other from their swords, and it becomes a hand-to-hand fight. And he wins, and he says, "You have lost. You have lost face." And Yamashita says, "You know the Bushido code." And he says, you have to kill me. And so Joe draws his sword up and he's getting ready to decapitate him. But fortunately, Frank is standing nearby and says, "Joe, wait, you're a cop." And Joe's like, "Oh, yeah," and puts his sword down and doesn't decapitate him. But Yamashita has his own dagger on him and commits seppuku right there at the duel spot, which is on the outskirts of town, I guess, because they're in the desert.
Oh my God.
And so we flash back to the beach, which is right outside Joe's seaside condo, which is really nice for a LAPD cop. Mm-hmm. And he and Jennifer are embracing on the beach and have a real from here to eternity moment in the surf. The end. So interesting. This isn't even into fun facts yet, but Matthew Karetas, the guy who plays Joe, credited as Matt Hannon, he was one of Sylvester Stallone's bodyguards when he first started in Hollywood, and he got a taste of the limelight and the Hollywood lifestyle. He said, when you're around Sly, it's rarefied air. It's intoxicating. At that time, he just finished Rambo 3 and Tango and Cash and was spending all that time hanging out with all those celebrities. I decided I wanted to have at least 1% of what he had.
And he did.
So after the Samurai Cop movie, he was unable to get any substantial roles. And he withdrew from the entertainment industry for 2 decades. In 1992, he took part in an armed robbery, stealing a Rembrandt painting from televangelist Gene Scott's University Cathedral in Los Angeles.
Oh, my God.
He did a fucking art heist.
Wow.
The painting was found in the home of Kurash Jadali, a stunt coordinator who worked on the set of Samurai Cop. Karetas was later arrested and sent to prison. At the time, he was largely unaware of the cult status that Samurai Cop had attained.
Oh, my gosh.
Fast forward to 2015, a sequel, Samurai Cop 2, Deadly Vengeance, comes out. Produced by who? Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, no.
Yes. Also titled Revenge of the Samurai Cop. It's a 2015 American comedy action film, co-written, co-produced, and directed by Gregory Hatanaka, a sequel to the 1991 film. The film stars Matthew Karetas, who also produced. Mark Fraser reprises his role. Melissa Moore, Cranston Kumoro, Jimmy Williams, and Gerald Okamura reprising their original roles, with Tommy Wiseau appears in the film as well as executive producer, Bai Ling, Lauren Landon, Mel Novak, and Joe Estevez appears in this as well, appearing as a new character, while Caden Cross also appears, replacing Janice Farley, who shows up via archive footage in her role of Jennifer. The film was produced independently with the budget raised by Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
Oh, wow.
Karetas has stated that he would check his IMDb page and noticed that many people assumed that he was dead, although this may have been due to him legally changing his surname to Karetas in the early 1990s and a different actor named Matt Hammond dying.
Wow.
So that is the epic tale of Samurai Cop. Now I kind of want to watch the sequel.
Sequel, yeah.
Since they brought him back and Tommy Wiseau saw the tongue-in-cheek potential, you know?
Yep.
So
the thing about Karetas in that movie, and I've seen this years and years ago, so the details were faded memories, but I do remember the hair.
Yes. Well, speaking of, lead actor Matt Hammond cut his long hair very short 7 months after filming Wrapped, while he was looking for more acting work. Director and screenwriter Amir Shervan called him back for some reshoots. Shervan was furious that Karetas had cut his hair and immediately went out to look for a wig. Unfortunately, he could only find a women's wig that looked nothing like Karetas' long hair. So there's some scenes in the movie where he's wearing a wig, and sometimes it would come off, revealing his actual short hair.
The other thing about him is his intense, wide eyes.
Oh, yeah.
In his delivery. Very, very intense.
Mm-hmm. And the movie's super low budget. That's why all of the movie takes place during the daytime, because they couldn't afford lighting to shoot at night. We're getting into fun facts here. The budget for the film was so low that cast members had to wear their own clothes and mostly drive their own cars to save on wardrobe and vehicle costs. Amir Shervan shot much of the film, quote, wild or with no sound, and dubbed a lot of the dialogue later. Many actors were not available to speak their lines again, so Shervan used his own voice and warped it in post-production to sound different. That's why the Chinese henchman at the beginning sounds like a robot. The voice of the film editor in the editing booth scene is that of Mark Fraser, not Warren Stevens.
Oh, my.
In 2018, Dave Matthews Band recorded a song titled Samurai Cop, unrelated to the film. According to an interview, Dave said on The Tonight Show that the film was playing in the background while the song was recording, and it just kind of stuck. And finally, the VHS poster has similarities to that of another movie. Do you know what movie?
No.
Maniac Cop
Oh.
from 1988. Both posters feature police officers who are wearing similar uniforms, armed with a weapon, with almost identical catchphrases or taglines. And they also both feature Robert Zadar as part of the main cast.
Okay.
The tagline for Samurai Cop is, "You have the right to remain silent, dead silent." The tagline for Maniac Cop is, "You have the right to remain silent forever."
Forever, yeah. Well done. Good
Thank you,
stuff.
sir.
Good stuff. All right, I'll.
And if that wasn't enough, we've got one more for you.
We do. We have one more because we've got plenty of time since we had 2 no-shows. I'm going to cover 1993's film Undefeatable.
In this town, if you want justice, you have to take it. Cynthia Rothrock as Christy Jones. A street fighter searching for a man who murdered her sister. An undefeatable champion driven by insanity.
What are you doing with my wife?
If he can't have Anna, he'll kill anyone who even reminds him of her.
Come on, tough guy.
Sergeant Nick DeMarco knows his name. 3. Christy Jones is determined to find the killer.
You're crazy. My name's not Anna.
But every wasted minute costs another life.
I'm talking about my sister. Your ass is mine.
Big mistake. Red.
Bitch! Well, you ruined my move!
Shockwave rocked the city.
We're gonna start another gang war.
Well, I tried to wait for you, but they jumped us.
You've got a lot to learn about police work.
Nick and Christy team up.
It's all your fault.
Jennifer, run!
With the help of a beautiful psychologist, Christy and Nick unite in a fight for supremacy. It will take every ounce of muscle, every skill, every technique to end the fatal desire of this madman.
Undefeatable.
And this was also directed by Godfrey Ho, the guy who directed the movie I talked about previously, Ninja Terminator.
It's about foot amputees.
No.
That's why it's martial arts.
So the film stars Cynthia Rothrock, which is unusual in this genre, a female lead. Also Donna Jason and Don Nyam.
Okay.
The story follows Christy Jones, played by Rothrock, a street fighter who participates in underground matches to pay for her sister's medical school tuition. When her sister is murdered by Stingray, the main villain, Christy teams up with a quote-unquote loose cannon detective to track him down. It's a standard revenge plot elevated by some bizarre dialogue and absurd logic. So the bizarre dialogue has some examples like, "I don't think this is a brains kind of operation."
Okay. Meaning you don't have to be smarter. You shouldn't overthink it.
And in this world of underground street fighting, at one point, Christy enrolls her entire gang of street thugs in college without their knowledge, and they just kind of go with it.
Enroll in college without your knowledge.
Yes. Knowledge is power. By the way, her gang looks like a 1950s biker gang. Like,
cool.
Like
leather jackets,
leather
greased
jacket,
back hair.
but they're all Chinese.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing to know about this as well is that it's set in Maryland.
Like you do.
The main character, Stingray, it kind of bleeds into slasher status because he's crazy and he's been traumatized by his mother and I think his ex-girlfriend, if I remember correctly. So he is constantly going after women who look like them. And in every...
There's one that looks like her.
Yeah, and so he stalks them and attacks them. But in every scene, when he attacks them, the women happen to be with their boyfriends, and their boyfriends happen to be martial artists.
Bad luck.
Well, so is he, so they get to do martial arts battles in various situations. But it made me think that, like, per capita, I guess Maryland has the highest concentration of martial arts experts on the face of the planet.
Yeah. If you're 3 for 3.
I mean, there's a psychologist in the movie, and even she knows martial arts.
Yeah.
Like, she fends him off for a while, using martial arts. So
Well,
everybody
everybody knows that Maryland is known for crab cakes and karate.
everybody was kung fu fighting. Yeah. The movie is most famous for its climactic final battle. It features martial arts legend Cynthia Rothrock, and a cop played by John Miller, and the supervillain Stingray played by Don Niam. The two men inexplicably rip off their own shirts mid-fight to reveal incredibly oiled-up torsos.
Oh, good.
As you do. The fight ends...
So we start fucking now, or...?
The fight ends with a sequence involving a giant hook, a literal eye gouging, and two of the most strained puns in cinematic history. Christy says, "Keep an eye out for you, Stingray."
Oh.
And Nick says, "Yeah, see ya."
Oh, God. So labored.
Oh, it's so bad. So Don Niam's performance as the antagonist Stingray is the stuff of internet legend. He's sporting a majestic mullet perm and crazed eyes that keeps wide the whole time. He spends the movie kidnapping women who resemble his ex-wife and grunting loudly while doing martial arts. So yeah, like I said, everyone's a martial artist. Here's a fun fact. I don't know if you've got this one, but the fun fact was that scripts were taped to Rothrock's forehead during shooting because none of the cast members could keep track of who's who and what was what.
Oh, wow.
And so when she had her back to the camera, they were reading their lines off of her forehead.
Uh-huh. Well, that's one way to do it.
That is one way to do it. This one's crazy. This one's wild.
For the listeners, everything Sean's saying is written on my forehead.
It is. It's funny. It's weird. It's just it's such a non sequitur seeing these Asian bikers in a film set present day Maryland. It doesn't make any sense. I said, I mentioned the slasher territory that this bleeds into. It's kind of got that vibe going on, but it's interrupted with martial arts. The martial arts is pretty well performed. Cynthia Rothrock knows her shit. She is an adept martial artist. It doesn't appear to be just a token female for the novelty of having a female in the lead.
Well, you said legendary martial artist.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
If we were really into this kind of stuff, we would probably know her name.
Have a Cynthia Rothrock poster hanging up in the Chop Shop garage, but we don't.
So I think you said a term that is very applicable to all these movies, and that's non sequitur.
Oh, totally.
There's so many things that are disconnected but juxtaposed. And I think that probably just goes back to the idea behind these, which is basically cultural appropriation. It's white Americans wanting to be badass martial artists. The Asian fixation, the mysticism of the East.
Well, it's a combination of that, and I think it's a combination of a lot of these films not having tremendous funding, so they kind of have to make use of what they have available.
Right.
So I'm thinking that this particular film, they're like, hey, we've got the biker costumes from this 1950s style movie, so everybody's got leather jackets.
Yeah.
And we're going to use them. They're free to use.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of that kind of stuff. The stupid robot that was delivering messages in the other movie that I was talking about. There has to be a story behind it. There has to be a guy on set going, hey guys, we can do it this way. You know, it'll be cheap. It'll be fun. Yeah. There's got to be a lot of that going on with these movies.
You want some undefeatable fun facts?
Please.
The actress playing the sister of Cynthia Rothrock's character was reportedly unpaid and left filming before the completion of the dramatic scene where Rothrock weeps over her body. Rothrock had to pretend that she was looking at the actress while actually observing director Godfrey Ho's hand. John Miller and Don Niam underwent considerable bodybuilding to prepare for their roles. The oft-derided quality of their showdown is partially attributed to both performers actively flexing in every shot with their shirts off, making their movements noticeably stiff. Finally, the knife that Stingray uses in the final scene is the same kind of knife used in, wait for it, Cobra, starring Sylvester Stallone. The knife was commissioned by Stallone from Herman Schneider, the legendary custom knife maker.
There's so much good stuff in these movies. A lot of nuggets. That's great. Well, I have now officially scratched the itch that I had for watching some bad martial arts.
I didn't even have the itch, and I'm good.
I appreciate you going along this ride with me.
Yeah, man.
Well, we're going to go a little bit highbrow in the next episode now that we've kind of scraped the bottom of the barrel. We are approaching Oscar season.
Yes.
So our next episode is going to be snubbed at the Oscars.
I've got my tuxedo back from the dry cleaners, not because I'm going to the Oscars, but because I always lose my Oscar bet and have to be my wife's butler.
Yes, we famously know this. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. So come back and check that out. In the meantime, please rate, review, and subscribe. We are Cinema Chop Shop on all social media. We're Cinema Chop Shop Podcast on YouTube and Blue Sky, so check us out there. It's the reason for the season. Love everybody.
Love.
Tell your friends and family and close people that you love them, and do kind things for total strangers, because we need it every day more than ever. And then we're going to wrap it up and say, hey, like always, remember to
watch, chop, retrofit. And try not to sneeze while you orgasm.
Your eyes will pop out.